Greetings, loyal subjects of the Imperium of Man. I am Librarian Elias of the Adeptus Astartes. I am creating a series of recordings with the intent of educating the general populace of the dangers of the galaxy. All of this information comes from the Lexicanum, provided to me by the Adeptus Mechanicus. I will be reading verbatim from their archives. This recording will cover one of the few allies the Imperium has, a chapter known as the Black Dragons. The Black Dragons were long rumored to be a Salamander's successor chapter, which has only been recently confirmed to be true. It was founded on the cursed 21st founding, just prior to the Age of Apostasy. The Black Dragons are chiefly known for their status as a cursed founding chapter and for their uniquely particular gene seed mutation. Their Ars Medulla zygote has mutated, producing bony crests on their heads and blades from the forearm and elbow, similar to the Death Company of the Blood Angels. Those with these abnormalities join a separate unit known as the Dragon Claws. In this unit, they sharpen their protrusions to a killing edge and coat them with adamantium to turn them into horrible, close combat weapons. These forearm blades can be retracted into the claw's arm, then extended at will. The most extreme mutations also cause rampant growth in the rest of the Marine skeletons, causing some dragon claws to stand more than 3 meters tall and must wear custom power armor to fit their gargantuan frames. There are many in the Inquisition who doubt their loyalty, and several of the chapters refuse to fight alongside them, including the Dark Angels and, ironically, the Marines Malevolent. It is rumored that the Black Dragon Apothecaries deliberately encourage these growths, wishing to create more of the valued dragon claws. This is a very dangerous practice, and such gene manipulation away from the genic template of a Space Marine is forbidden in the Imperium. When the usual 5% tithe of gene seed is requested, the Black Dragons often resist giving it over, and sometimes have needed to be threatened with a military action in order to comply with the tithe request. When they do send it in, the veracity of the gene seed is unknown, as each passes the most stringent tests. Some, therefore, believe that it is not even the gene seed of the Black Dragons. How this is procured is a mystery, although the Adeptus Mechanicus and some orders of the Inquisition are eager to investigate the medical practices of the cursed founding chapter. The only turmoil formed by the Great Rift's formation has halted the latest Inquisition investigation into the Black Dragons. During the Indomitus Crusade, a torchbearer fleet commanded by Custodian Alessandrios Menza delivered the technology necessary to create Primaris Space Marines, and a squad of Black Dragon Grey Shields injected with the chapter's gene seed to the 5th Company, which were accepted by Chaplain Dorig. Like other Space Marine chapters, the Black Dragon's culture is unique to themselves. While they are frowned upon and often investigated for traces of heresy, the Marines of the Black Dragons proudly bear their mutations and use them efficiently in battle. Most of their culture turns around bones and honor. The chaplain sits next to the High Dragon, or their equivalent of a chapter master, on thrones made of bones and sculpted to the likeness of their chapter symbol. Being implanted with the gene seed of the Black Dragons isn't enough to be one of them, however, as initiates want to take the rites of bone, the rites of fire, and the rites of claw, as they seem to be essential to be called a battle brother amongst the mutated Marines. Even those who do not have mutations from the curse of their gene seed fashion their armor in a way that resembles the bone growths their brothers have. As stated before, the Black Dragons have a set of notable elements unique to them and have taken part in various battles and campaigns, starting with the notable battles and campaigns. In 232, Millennium 40, the Bone Crews, the Dark Elder Homunculi of the Hex, a coven of Drukari, learned of the Black Dragon's mutations, and with the help of Duke Sliscus, attacked the chapter in the Dornorian system. After a vicious battle, several of the most mutated black dragons are captured and brought back to Komara after multiple experimentations. An osteovirus is developed that can birth bone dragons from its host's flesh. In 998 Millennium 41, the Black Dragons took part in the Third War for Armageddon. The Black Dragons committed 9 of their 10 companies. Notably, they broke an assaulting orc force on Phoenix Island. They also took part in combating the Plague of Undeath on Antagonus. In Millennium 42, the Black Dragons took part in the Indomitus Crusade. The 4th Company, under John Tanner, took part in the battle group Hephaestus. They were a group of space marines that were tasked with retaking the Fulmore system from the Crusade of Slaughter. The last recorded instance of battle from them is in Millennium 42 during the Battle of Randolia. The 5th Company, under Chaplain Derrick, fights alongside the Cadian 124th Regiment and elements of the 3rd, 600th, and 89th Regiments against the forces of the World Eaters. Moving on to the notable elements of the Black Dragon, there are 3 vessels that are known to have names. The Argent Blade, a strike cruiser, the Fist of Crador, a hunter-destroyer, and the Sable Worm, a strike cruiser. Notable members of the Black Dragons include the following: Vaitan Usharak, a former chaplain turned renegade, although they are now deceased. Zartath, a marine that is trapped in the Valgora Reef region of the Webway, that linked up with trapped elements of the Salamanders, who was subsequently rescued and detained by the Salamanders' Fire Drakes. Corbe, an Astartes that is now deceased, killed by the Dark Eldar in the Valgora Reef. Volos, captain of the 2nd Company. Jorn Tana, captain of the 4th Company. Toraran, former sergeant turned renegade of the 2nd Company, now deceased. Nithig, Dreadnought of the 2nd Company. Carrion, Thunder Hawk pilot of the 2nd Company. Urgaresh, sergeant, now leader of the Wrath or Zorn Squad. Thorast, apothecary. Hakim, Scar, all Astartes. Gun, the Vexillary, now deceased. Jerak, Skellig, Neroth, Barthak, all deceased. Ekarash, Primaris Sergeant. Darig, chaplain of the 5th Company. Girin, former captain of the 5th Company, now deceased. Talok, apothecary of the 5th Company. Ian Frigg, lexicanum of the 5th Company. And Drosten, a sergeant of the 5th Company. This concludes the information regarding the Black Dragons. More in-depth information